Jewish and joyful, helping you live a better and happier life.
Imagine if you could triple your earnings. Imagine if by working the same amount of time, you can make 3 times the amount of money that you're making. So imagine somebody's making $1 million a year and they're putting in 40 hours a week. Imagine if I told you there's a way to make instead $3 million a year. Well, in the physical world, that might not be so easy. But in the spiritual world, you could literally triple your earnings. Here's how it goes. We always talk about performing mitzvahs with simcha. And this is this wonderful program, Jewish and Joyful. And it's so important to perform a mitzvah with simcha. But let's recognize and learn that actually the simcha, the happiness that we experience and that we feel when we perform a mitzvah, that itself is a mitzvah. The joy that we feel, say, when we put on tefillin, when we daven, when we learn, that itself is a mitzvah. It's the mitzvah of tachas asher lo yavadata es Hashem leikecha b'simcha, where the Torah criticizes a Jew for not serving God in joy. From there we learn out it's a separate mitzvah to serve Hashem in joy. So that means when a person performs a mitzvah, if they would add joy to it, they would be performing another mitzvah, namely the mitzvah of serving Hashem with joy. Rabbeinu B'chaye in the Kad HaKemach teaches that the mitzvah of serving Hashem with joy is actually more valuable than the mitzvah itself. So say one guy, Ruvain, wears tefillin, and Shimon wears tefillin and he does so in joy. The added joy that Shimon experiences, just the joy alone, is more valuable than the actual mitzvah of putting on tefillin. But how much more valuable? So I'm going to share an amazing Rabbeinu Yonah. Rabbeinu Yonah teaches us that we know that if someone eats on Erev Yom Kippur, on the day before Yom Kippur, the Torah considers it as if he fasted on the 9th of Tishrei and the 10th. Rabbeinu Yonah explains that all mitzvahs we need to do with joy. So we need to be joyous that we're going to be fasting on Yom Kippur. So really we should be making a Suda to demonstrate our joy. The only thing is we obviously can't have a festive meal on Yom Kippur because it's a day of fast. So we have the festive meal on the 9th of Tishrei, on Erev Yom Kippur. And therefore, that festive meal is considered like we fasted on the 9th and the 10th. In other words, fasting on the 10th is only fasting on the 10th. Eating on the 9th and showing that we're joyous that we're going to be fasting on the 10th, that alone is worth 2 fasts. So we learn from here, a mitzvah is, so to speak, 1 point. The added joy that we experience doing the mitzvah is an additional 2 points. So if until now our mitzvahs were worth $1 million, now our mitzvahs are worth an additional $2 million. And we've literally tripled our earnings for a total of $3 million. If we could do this for each mitzvah, wow, we've really hit the jackpot. That's why it's so important to always be Jewish and joyful.